Hi everyone, welcome to Puddinwood Avenue. My name is Bindi. So today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute little elf hats. They are great for gifts and they also fit a Ferrero Rocher inside. So perfect for gifts. You can attach a string and hang them from the tree if you wanted to. I love them because they make noise. I'm annoying like that. I am using these with the Kringle Sparkle 8-ply from Spotlight Yarn, and also this Bella Baby Tiz 8-ply, also from Spotlight, because I couldn't get any Kringle Sparkle in white. Now this stuff is amazing. It comes in all sorts of colours, including a variegated colourway. But they are very seasonal and very hard to find. So if you're in Spotlight and you find some, grab them while you see them because they disappear really quickly. This Tiz yarn is actually a Bella Baby brand. It is made for Spotlight. They are both 8-ply. This one is 95% acrylic, premium acrylic. It's lovely and soft. I've made so much stuff out of this, as you can see by the skein. And 5% polyester. This almost matches. It's 93% acrylic and 7% polyester. They're both made for Spotlight. This one doesn't have a colour, but obviously it's white. Colour number 208, if you're looking for it. This one is Island Green. Okay, so those are the colours that I'm going to use to make another little hat like this today. So the other things that you're going to need are pop that one over there too, a 3mm hook, a stitch marker, yarn needles, and a pair of scissors. It's not hard to do, but you do kind of need to concentrate, otherwise it's going to get a little winky wonky. Now in saying that, I made, which one did I make first? I made this one first. Great size, wonderful, woohoo. And then I made this red one, and I'm not sure what I did, but it's a little bit smaller. It'll still fit a Ferrero Rocher in there, I'll get it in there, not a problem. But I'm not sure why it's smaller. What did I do? So that's what I mean, you need to concentrate a little bit, but it won't be too bad. Oh, look how good my sparkly nail matches the sparkly yarn, awesome. I'd like to say thank you to the beautiful Kim at Kim Lai Beauty House in Malanda. She's done my nails. She always does my nails. She does a fantastic job. My Halloween nails were awesome. I really like these ones too. Sorry, distracted by sparkly things, and whew, there's lots of them here. Okay, so I'm not sure what colour bell I'm going to use, whether it's going to be gold or the green. I think I'm kind of leaning towards the gold. We'll see what happens at the end. Let's get this started, shall we? Let's move all of these things out of the way. You don't need to use a stitch marker, but when I'm working in the round, a continuous spiral, amigurumi style, I do like to use them. I'm getting better at working out where I am and I don't have to use them, but if you're just starting out, please use a stitch marker because just so you know where you begin and you end. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start this off with you guessed it, magic circle. So magic circles don't have to be hard. It's just the same as a slip knot, except you're just not pulling it to close it nice and tight. So I'm going to do, just seeing where, yep, okay, I'm just going to make a loop like an awareness ribbon with the short end at the back and coming out to the right. I'm going to put my hook into the loop, capture my yarn, and hold the cross down here down the bottom so it doesn't close up. I'm going to pull it through and do a chain. Now we're going to work into this circle here, and our short tail is now working out, coming out to the left hand side. Just need a drink. I'm very croaky today. All right, so into our magic circle we're going to work 6 single crochets. Now single crochets are our absolute basic stitch after the chain. All we're going to do is go into the loop. If you want to keep your finger in there to keep that circle open, please feel free to do that. Sometimes I think I can do it, but then I can't, but I just know that I know the circle we've got to work into. But if you're just starting out and you're not sure, stick your finger in the hook, in the hole, not in the hook, and work into there. So we're going to do 6 single crochets. So yarn into the circle, capture our yarn, pull it through. We've got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull it through both loops on our hook, 1 and 2. So that's our first one. Now, this is where I'm going to straight up use my stitch marker. I'm going to put this into the V of that first stitch that we have just done, because that's where we're going to have to work into, not into the chain 1 that we've done. I'm a little fingers at the moment, and with my fibro and my arthritis, my hands are cramping up a little bit at the moment, so I apologize if I'm looking a little awkward, because I am. Okay, so that's number 1. So we're going to do 5 more. So yarn into the loop, capture our yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through both loops on our hook. So that's number 2, yarn over, and pull it through. That's 3, yarn over, pull it through. That's 4, yarn over, pull it through. That's 5, yarn over, pull it through. See, awkward. And that is 6. Okay. That second one there, do you know what? I don't like that. I'm going to pull it out and start again. That's the great thing about crochet. You can do that. If you make a mistake or your yarn gets caught or whatever, just pull it out. It's not worth it. I did look at it to start with. I'm going to cut this end off because my polyester, my sparkly thread, is actually coming unraveled. I don't like it. I'm going to cut that. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Okay, magic circle time. Make a loop, put your hook in, capture your yarn, pull it through, do a chain 1. There's your circle. Ta-da! Alright, so we're going to do 6 single crochets. So, 1, pop my stitch marker in, if I can. I don't usually use these round ones. I usually use the ones that look like a safety pin. So I'm not sure if that's what's put me off. Alright, so 1, 2, that looks much better. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Awesome. So, I'm just going to capture a little bit of yarn there. We're going to, normally, I'm going to pull my tail to just close that circle. I'm not going to close it off really tight just yet. I kind of never like to do that. I like to have a little bit of space to play. Now, normally, you would slip stitch into that and close it up, and that would be your circle if you were making a beanie or a coaster or something like that. But we're not going to do that. We're working amigurumi style, okay? So what we're going to do is, that is row 1. Looks really weird because it's not closed up, but it will be fine. Into where we've got this stitch marker, we're going to start our round 2. Okay, so we're going to do 2 single crochets straight into that stitch. So yarn over, pull it through. Oh, I've got a few things caught there. Let's see if I can fix that up. And yarn over and pull it through both loops on your hook. Oh, this yarn doesn't want to play, does it? Oh, no, I can see I've missed a ply. Here it is. That's better. And pull it through. And in that same stitch, I'm going to do another one. So, into that same stitch, and I'm going to do another single crochet. So I've got 2 into that one, and I'm going to do another one in here. In the next stitch, I'm going to do 1. Okay. In the next stitch, I'm going to do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. In the next stitch, I'm going to do 1. In the next stitch, I'm going to do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And in the last stitch, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. Now this one can be a little tricky. And 1. Okay, So I'm going to pull that nice and tight. So you should have 9 stitches all the way around. Okay? Now as you get down further, this little lump here, this is where you joined, and that's okay, but that's going to be your signal. If you don't use your stitch marker, that's going to be your signal of where your seam will be. It won't be seen because we're not joining and creating another stitch, because we're working in a spiral, we're working in the round, but that's so you know that where your start and stop should be, which is, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of getting the hang of that, which is why I'm not using the stitch marker as much as I used to. I used to really rely on them, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got 9 stitches now, and we're now going to do 3 rounds of 9 single crochets. Okay, so we're going to go into the next stitch. 1. Now you can put your stitch marker here if you want to. I'm just going to count. 1. It's hard to do this at the beginning. Once you get started, it'll be right. 2. So I've worked in that one. I can see that this is my next one. Yep, both parts of the V. 1, 2. There we go. 3, 4, 5, and I've got something caught somewhere. 6, tuck that tail under. 7, 8, and 9. So that's 1 round. Now it's going to want to curve inward like this, but this is the outside, this is the inside. So your tail is the is supposed to be the inside of your work. So we're just going to keep popping it out. It's going to go for a couple of rounds where it's going to want to come facing towards you, and that's fine. I can't even pick up the yarn, seriously. All right, so that's 1. We need to do 2 more rounds of 9. So into the next stitch, single crochet, and we're going to do that 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, pop it out, 7, 8, and 9. And again, I'm just going to stick it on my end of my finger and just poke it down through. So that's 2 rounds of 9 stitches. Oh, I've got a knot in my yarn. Awesome. Let's just keep going, shall we? Let's ignore that. So we're going to do 9 stitches, and that's going to take us back to the beginning. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now if I'm going too fast, please feel free to slow me down. Pause and do the 9 stitches if you like, or if I'm going too slow for you, again you can speed me up, that's not a problem. Now our tail here, it gets in the way and it's really annoying and it drives me insane. So what I've been doing is I've actually been putting my hook into my magic circle, grabbing hold of that tail and pulling it through to the outside And that is because, oh, if I can catch it. Oh, thumbs today, aren't I? Don't like how that's going. Because that's what you're going to attach your bell with. So it's going to be fine hanging out the front there for a little bit, and it'll stop getting in your way. There we go. It'll stop getting in your way. So don't cut that off, don't trim it back. Yeah, make sure, oh, I've lost that. I'll have to do another one. Make sure that you have a sort of a longish tail to work with, because that's what we're going to sew our bell on with. Okay, that was 8. I pulled 9 out. Let's go again, and that was 9. Okay. So now we should have done 6 rows. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an increase row. So in our next stitch, we're going to do 2. So again, this is probably where you'd use your stitch marker. So I'm going to do my first one, so 1, and in that stitch I'm going to put my stitch marker so I know that that's the beginning of that round. So I'm going to pop that one in there, apparently. And I'm going to put another stitch in that same stitch. So we've got 1 and we're going to go 2. So this is an increase round. And then I'm going to do 2 single crochets, 1 in this one, 1 in that one. So we're going to do single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to do an increase. So we're going to go 2 stitches into the same stitch here, 1 and 2. You'll notice that I'm kind of using my finger inside of the little hat at the moment to keep it in place. It helps me see the stitches and to know where I'm going around. So 1, 2, and we're going to do 2 single crochets. Oh my gosh. I don't usually drink on camera, I don't like that, but I have to today. So 1 there and 1 here. This is the next increase, so we're going to do 2 in this one. 1, and in that same stitch we're going to do another one, 2, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets. So 1 in this stitch. Ah, that's caught. It's the first time I've used this light green and I don't think I like it. I haven't had this much trouble with any of the other yarns, and I've been using this Kringle yarn for years. I've just never used this particular colour, and this is a brand new ball. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it's not playing nice. Yep, it's still caught. Oh, am I serious? Okay. Zoop. And 1 into this one. Okay, so we should have, let me just have a look, 12. So again, we're going to do 3 more rows and we're going to count 12. You can use your stitch marker if you like. I'm actually going to pull it out and just count to 12 because that's what works for me. So we're going to do 3 rounds. So here's round number 1. We're going to do 1 in each stitch all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a little bit more yarn, 9, 10. Wow, this yarn is just not cooperating. You hear my pet geckos up there? Try that again. 10, 11 and 12. Alright, so that's 1. Let's go around a second time. Or if you wanted to, just count multiples of 12. So if you wanted to count 24, because we've got 2 more rows to do, you could always do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Something's caught there. 10, 11, 12. Alright, so we got one more round to go. And you can see it's starting to become, looks like a little thimble at the moment. Alright, so into the next stitch. So we've got 12 more to go. 1. Yep, we've got both. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I caught something on the other side there. 11 and 12 again. Listen to your yarn, trust your yarn. I've got a loose piece of that polyester thread sticking out on the other side there somewhere. Alright, so we're up to that one. So we should now have done rows 8, 9, and so we're up to the next one, so which is an increased row. So we're going to, again, this is probably, if you wanted to use your stitch marker, wherever it is, here it is. Okay, so we're going to do 2 into the first stitch, 1 and 2. Now if you want to put your stitch marker into that first one you did, this is where we're going to do it. So I'm going to pop that in there, so that we know that when we get back to that point, that's the beginning. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and you can see what I mean. The longer we get, the easier it is to find those stitches and work into them. Okay, so we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next one. 1 and 2, and 3 single crochets, if you can find the stitch. So 1 in that one, 1 in that one, 1 in that one. We're at our increase again, so we're going to do 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2, 3 into the next stitch, 1, 2 and 3. Somehow I've picked up an extra stitch. It doesn't really matter, because you're working in and around in an actual spiral. Yeah, I've picked up an extra stitch here somewhere, but no one will ever know. There's the little lumpy, so I'm pretty close to being at the right place in the join. I'm going to totally ignore that, take my stitch marker out. So we should have 15 stitches. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to do 3 more rows of 15 stitches. I'm just going to count. I'm not worrying about my stitch marker. So count to 15. You can absolutely use a stitch marker if you want to. I'm getting out of the habit of it, and it's starting to become stitch markers are annoying. They have their purpose and they're great for some things, especially starting off. You need to make sure you're in the right place and all that sort of stuff, but I'm getting used to it too. So okay, so we're going to do 15 single crochets, 1 into each stitch, which should take us all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you don't want to hear me count, 5. That's absolutely fine. Pause the video. 6. Fast forward me. 7. I've got to count out loud or I will lose my count because I haven't used my stitch marker. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got something caught. 12. That's better. 13, 14 and 15. So that's 1. Yeah, if you want to pause it and just meet me back when you've done your 3 rows of 15, please feel free to do that. If you want to stick with me and we'll count together, please do that too. Whatever suits you, and that's the good thing about crocheting too, is you do you, boo, whatever floats your boat. But if you can't stand me counting, please feel free to just jump off and catch me back up when we get to the next lot of increased stitches. Okay, so that's 1. Let's do another row of 15. So 1 single crochet into each stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something's caught. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 2 rows of 15. Let's do our 3rd row of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Now the other thing too is when you're working in the spiral, your stitches don't match up. You can see that there is literally going off into a spiral. So at some point, if you wanted to, and you really don't have to, and the counts don't matter, which is why I wasn't particularly worried when I picked up an extra stitch. You can see that here is my bumpy bit where we just slip stitch together, and I'm a couple of stitches off. Now if you wanted to do a couple just to catch you up so that you're in the right place, you can do that. It doesn't affect the count that you're going to do. It's fine. You don't have to, but if you wanted to try and keep, I'll probably do, if I'm going to match it, I'm probably going to do another one. And that's just the way the spiral works. So if you wanted to, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, so we've just done 3 rounds of 15. The next stitch, the next row is an increase stitch, and we're going to do 2 into 1 stitch, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slip stitches into each of the following stitches. So we're going to do 2 into the first one, 1, oh, lost it, and 2. Again, this is where I will use my stitch marker. Lost it, here it is. And I'm going to pop that into the first one that we did. So that's the second one, that's the first one. So that I do know that that's where I come from. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do 5 single crochets. So 1 into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Just going to look at my notes and make sure I have got that right. No, we missed one. I thought we didn't do one. We're going to do 4. Take that out. So sorry. Okay, so again, good thing that I've put the stitch marker in, because I'm going to go back and I'm just going to count my stitches to make sure that I haven't got too many. Again, really doesn't matter. Stitch count doesn't matter. Okay, so I've got, let's 1, 2 together, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. This is where we're supposed to be. So we're going to do 2 into the next stitch. 1, 2. I thought we missed a round. And then we're going to do 4. So 1 into the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to do 2 into the next stitch. 1 and 2, and then 1 into the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Awesome. So that means that we have 18 stitches now. Now for this particular round, we're going to do, we've been doing lots of 3s, rows of 3s once after we've done our increased stitch. For this particular round, we're going to do only 2 rounds with 18 stitches, okay? So we go into the next one. So we're counting to 18 this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So that's 1. We need to go around again, 1 in each stitch, 18 times. Yep. And so here we go. 1. See if I can do it before Mr. David walks in the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hurry up, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so the next row, we've just done our 2 rows of 18. Just put your fingers in and give it a bit of a stretch too. You don't want it too loose, you don't want it too tight, but you do want it to fit a Ferrero Rocher at the end. Okay, so let's get on to the next row. This is where we're doing 2 single crochets and then we're doing 1 into each of the next 5. Alright, so into the next stitch we're going to do 2. So 1 and 2. Pop our stitch marker into that first one so we know where we're back to when we get around. So I'm going to pop it in there. And now I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the next 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to 2 single crochet into the next stitch. So find that next one, we're going to do 2 in there, 1 and 2, and then 1 into the next 5 stitches. So 1. Oh, this is just not playing nice, is it? 2, 3, 4 and 5, and our last increase, so 2 into this stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 into each of the next 5. So there, it's got my stitch marker. Okay. Fingers and thumbs. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we're not going to do any more of that round, so we've got 21 into that row there, that round, but we're not going to do any more rows with that. We're going to jump straight into our last increase row, and we're going to do 2 into the next stitch, so 2 into this one, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2. 1 into each of the next 6. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. This yarn is killing me. Okay. 2. Yep, my 2. Again, it doesn't matter a great deal. 3, 4, 5 and 6. And I should have put my stitch marker in, but I didn't. But you go around 3 times. You do 3 repeats of that. Okay, so you should have 24 stitches in your beautiful little half a hat. So for the next 2 rows, we are going to do 24 single crochets. So 1 into every stitch. So 24. So 1. Oh, missed it by that much. 2, 3. Leave a comment down below if you know who says that. Missed it by that much. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, when you see these pointy bits, don't stress too much. They look a bit pointy. That's where we've done our increase, but it will all work out. So we've got one more row of 24 to do, and then we're going to change colors. So again, if you want to pause and do your extra row, come back to me when we're done. That's fine. If you want to work along with me as well, that's fine too, whatever suits you. So we're doing 24 single crochet all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, so we're going to change yarns now. So here's the white I'm going to bring in. And how we're going to do this, there's a number of different ways. For this one, I just find it really easy if you leave a little bit of a tail on the white. We're going to go into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Hang on to that green yarn, and I'm going to lay my white across it like this, yarn over, and I'm going to pull it through those loops. Again, you can see this green yarn's just not playing nicely. I'm going to do that again. So pull that out, get my loop back properly. Okay, so I'll show you again. We're going to go into that next stitch, pull up a loop. So we've got 2 on our hook. We're going to pop our white yarn over our hook and pull it through. So it doesn't actually show because that will be our next, the top of our next stitch. So I'm going to cut off the green yarn about the same length as the white, and we're going to work over both of those ends. So we're going to do our 2 single crochet and then a half double crochet into the next row down to create our little spike stitch. Okay, so that's how we're getting the spikes happening. So sorry about that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go into the next one, pull those 2 loose tails nice and tight. I'm going to go into the next stitch. I've just pulled them out, but it'll do. Go into the next stitch, give those ends a tug. Do a single crochet with just the white. Pull those ends again. I feel like I've got a bit of yarn going everywhere here. Okay, and we're going to do another single crochet into the next stitch. So into the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet, capturing those tails underneath it. And now we're going to do a half double crochet, but we're not going to do it in this stitch. And again, because we're working in the spirals, our stitches don't all line up. So it's going to look a little winky wonky, but we're not going to go into this stitch. Hang on, where's my camera? We're not going to go into this stitch, we're going to go into the row below. So half double crochet is yarn over, go into the stitch, so not this one, we're going into the row below. We're going to capture our yarn and pull it through, and we're just going to give it a bit of a wriggle so it comes back up so it's the same height. Yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 3 loops on our hook, 1, 2 and 3. Then we're going to do single crochet into the next stitch, if I can find it. I never disliked a yarn so much as I'm disliking this green one at the moment. And a single crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to do a half double spike stitch. So yarn over, don't go into this one, go into the one below it. Capture our yarn and pull it through, give it a wriggle so it comes up to the same height. Yarn over and go through all 3 loops on your hook. Boom, and there's our little spike stitch. Now have a play with those tails because you don't want them showing to the front. Okay, so into the next stitch we're going to do single crochet and a single crochet into the next stitch and spike half double crochet. So yarn over, don't go into this row, go into the row below, yarn into the hook into the stitch, capture our yarn, give it a wriggle so it comes up to the right height, yarn over, pull through all 3. Just give your tail a little bit of tug. Don't want to tug it too tight because you do want it to stretch to fit over that Rocher, Ferrero Rocher chocolate, but you also don't want it too loose that it's just going to distort everything. Okay, so 2 single crochets, 1 in here and 1 in this one, and then we're going to do a half double crochet, but we're going to go down a row so it creates that spike. Give it a wriggle so it's up to the right height, pull it through, there we go, 2 single crochets. Now if your tails are getting a little short, just push them into the middle and we can deal with them later. We're going to do a half double crochet into the next one. Excuse me. So yarn over, we're going to miss this stitch, we're going to go down a row, we're going to go in, capture our yarn, pull it through, yarn over, go through all 3 loops, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, half double crochet into that next row down, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Hope I didn't say double crochet before. If I did, I'm so sorry. Half double crochet, so not into this one, we're going to the row down, 2 single crochets. This colour kind of reminds me of the Grinch. And we're going to half double crochet, not into this one down here. I'm probably going to skip and I'm going to go to this one over here. Let's see what that looks like, because we kind of want it to match up. Alright. No, I don't like it. Pull it out. Alright, so I'm going to get the yarn. Alright, so yarn over. That's where we're supposed to go. We're going to go into this one. Now, if you wanted to go one more down here, because it's working in the spiral, it's never going to work out. So this is what we're supposed to work into. But if we go into here, it's going to be the same level as our beginning. So if I go down to the 3rd row, let's try that. Pull our yarn up so it's the same height. Yarn over, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the 1st stitch of that white. Alrighty, so it looks like our spike is the same. Okay, So now we've still got 24 stitches, and all we're going to do to finish this off is do 2 rounds of 24. Again, you can use your stitch marker. I'm just going to count. So I'm going to chain 1, and into that same stitch I'm going to single crochet, and I'm just going to do 1 into every stitch until I get back to here. So 24, 1, or however many you've got. So I like these last 2 rows, they're just really easy. It's just single crochet into each one till you get around. Oh my gosh. Next door, as soon as they sat down, next door jumped on his ride on. And like there's 3 acres or more between us all. But I think with the weather, that dust may have just travelled up the hill, out of the valley and up the hill, and it's attacking me at the moment. So I apologise. Again, it wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't cough or have a frog in my throat at some point. Not a complaint, just an observation. Alright. And again, I haven't used my stitch marker. You absolutely can if you want to. But I'm just going to work back until you can see where it's going to end. And that's because I did the slip stitch chain 1 to raise it up so that my end product will actually be the same height. And I'll show you here. So I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch here. And if we were ending off here, you can see that it's going to be the same height as the rest of it. Again, give it a little bit of a stretch. You want your crochet to fit in there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to chain 1, single crochet back into that same stitch. And that way my end will be even with each other, my ends. So we're just going to go around one more time. If you wanted to have, and I should have bought some chocolates, but if I buy them, I have to eat them. No, I totally forgot. Been trying to remember to buy some for the last 3 days, but you know. Okay, so we're just going to go around one more time, just to make our little rim nice and secure, and make it look effective. I really like this white yarn. It's lovely. Just that little bit of sparkle through it, that opalescent sparkle is gorgeous. It's really nice and soft because it is baby yarn. The Kringle sparkle is not too bad either. It's pretty soft. If you were to use something, if you were in a colder climate at Christmas and you wore a scarf or something out of it, you can't really feel at all the sparkle yarn. Sometimes you can. You can't in this one. They're both pretty good, pretty soft. Okay, we're almost at the end. And then we're going to end off with a slip stitch, and then we're going to sew our ends in, sew the bell on, and I'll show you how to work out the placement of that bell. So we're going to go in here, chain 1 and pull, give it a snip, pull it all the way through, nice little tug. Again, just make sure that it's going to fit. Okay, thread our yarn through the eye of our yarn needle. Okay, I'm going to, and I kind of like doing this, I like putting it back through so that knot. Now I did see someone do it a different way the other day on a YouTube video, and I went, oh, that is awesome. But if you do that, excuse me, I'm just going to pop that up a little bit more. You can't really see where I'm going in, except when I pull it out with the needle like that, but you know, can't have everything. Alright, so I'm going to just turn it inside out a little bit. I'm going to go down into some of these stitches and keep it in the white, but you really got to try not to take it to the other side anyway. Struggle Street here. Yep, cool. Pull it through. I'm going to do that 3 times. 3 is a lucky charm. Don't pull it too tight or you will notice where your knot's coming in and out of. Go. I hate doing the sewing on ends on camera because I'm so goomby at it. But it's okay. Gets the job done. I'm just going to go one more time. Again, you probably don't have to worry too much with this stuff because it is not a wearable. It's not going to get pushed and pulled and worn, so it's not going to like come out. But I just like to make it nice and secure. And I'm going to snip that off. Now, because we've worked over our yarn so much in the previous when we joined, I'm going to cut those off here as well. Again, if it was wearable, I'd sew them in really good, but it's not. Okay, so now I'm going to put a bell on the top. I like to make sure that my bell, again, got to find where it is. I think that's where the knot is. So with our bell, what colour? The gold or the green? I don't know. The gold or the green? Thinking the gold maybe. Okay. Wow, that dust is getting me. Okay, so I'm going to thread my yarn onto my needle again. Make sure too that the eye of the needle will go through the bell. I know I will, mine does because I've just done it a few times over here. And I'm going to just thread that through. And I'm going to go, so it's on one side of the center circle. I'm just going to attach it to this side and put it back where we came from. And I'm going to pull that really tight, and I mean really tight. I'm going to go back in through the bell and back in through my stitches. Again, really tight. If this is going to be decor, decoration, present, you need to make sure, oh my gosh, I broke that yarn. Son of a monkey's uncle. You need to make sure that that bell is sewn on really well. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to attach this with some other yarn. So I'm going to cut a long tail. I might even double it up. I think that might be a good idea. See, this green yarn, I have not done that with any of these other yarns. I can't believe it. Oh, maybe if I did it the right way around, it'll work. All right. So this is going to be another comedy of errors video. Seriously. Can't believe this yarn. It's horrible. And everything, I've used all the colours, all of the other colours from of the Kringle yarn. I'm going to tie a knot in the bottom here. Again, it's not like it's a beanie that anyone's going to wear on their head. Fingers and thumbs. I'm having a good run today, am I? Zali, don't laugh too hard at me. I can hear you laughing at me now. Okay, snip. Okay, I'm going to pull that through. I'm going to tuck my end in. Might do that with my crochet hook. Again, if this was a beanie, this would be absolutely devastating. But because it's just a Christmas decoration, it's not going to be pushed and pulled too hard. And it will actually be okay. Okay. Oh, seriously. Fine, I'm going to sew everything in. I'm going to sew it all in. Turn it inside out and sew it. Zali, stop laughing at me. Alright, find my end. See, everyone makes mistakes. It doesn't have to be, you know, not everyone's perfect, and especially me. But, come out now, you son of a monkey's uncle. Right, now, let's sew our bell on, shall we? So again, I'm going to go into the bell. I'm going to pull it through my the top of my beanie here, my little hat. And again, I want to make sure that it is tight, because you don't want a young child chewing on this, sucking on this, and then inhaling the bell or swallowing the bell. That would be quite disastrous. So we need to make sure it's on really, really tight. All right, so that's not going anywhere now. Now this is where my knot is, so I don't want that to show. So I'm going to just pull this down here this way until I find a nice little angle for it. And I'm going to just sew between the stitches and pull. And again, pull that nice and tight. Now, sometimes how you sew the top on is going to determine how your bell sits. Now, the other 4 that I've made this year, the bell is all facing to the left, but this one here, the way the bell is facing, it's probably liking it more to the right. No, that one looks alright. It's okay, it's fine. So I'm going to poke that back down through here again, just making sure it doesn't move. And then on the inside, I'm just going to knot it. Okay, pull that tight again. Just don't break it. Turn it inside out. Go through a stitch or 2, make a knot, and we are done. You can hear my little chickie out there. I've got a couple of little chicks. Getting to the end of the day where Mum's probably gone to bed, gone up into the coop. I'm just going to go one more time through the actual yarn itself. Thank goodness this is not a beanie, because man, those knots would be annoying you. Okay. Do you know what? Yeah, I don't know how. He's not too bad. He's pretty cute. All right, so that is our beanie. Like I said, situate it how you want it. Depends on what look you're going for. And pop your little Ferrero Rocher in there. And it's great for a gift. You can tie it at the top, hang it from the tree if you wanted to. You can make them any colour, bell or no bell. You don't actually have to sew this down. You could leave it pointy if you wanted to. Like Elf on the Shelf, his hat's pointy, isn't it? So if I undid that and made it stand up, could be a good Elf on the Shelf hat. And they also fit Barbie. So if you've got a little one who likes Barbies, they fit the Barbie heads perfectly. All right, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a go at that. Don't pull the green yarn too hard because it will break. Seriously, can't believe that happened. But that's it from me. Thank you very much for joining me. Please hit that like button on the way out. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Jump on and have a look at my Christmas playlist, because I have a couple of other little bits and pieces there too. And I'll join you next time. Thanks very much. Bye.